Hi, this is Anna Hackman from Green Talk, and we have another segment of the Green Gal Next Door. And if you haven't been following the segment, I just want to give you a little clue about what we're doing. We're interviewing women that are doing extraordinary things for the planet. People that maybe your neighbor, they could be someone in the grocery store that you met, just an ordinary person. And today we're going to be talking to Dominique Browning. Now, Dominique Browning is the co-founder of Mom's Clean Air Force, and she's also the author of Slow Love Life, which is another segment all to itself. Dominic, thank you so much for coming on this segment.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, let's get right into it. I wanted to talk about Mom's Clean Air Force because it's really becoming a ball of fire on the internet. Tell me a little about what is the mission of Mom's Clean Air Force.
Mom's Clean Air Force is organized to fight air pollution as a children's health issue. We think that there's lots of mom energy out there online, and many of us are focused on what we can buy to fix problems, air filters and BPA-free plastics and things like that. But there's a whole other basket of problems that can only be solved with the right regulations and the right laws. And so we're really fighting to make sure that the Clean Air Act stays strong.
Now, why this item in the environment? I mean, there's so many other things out there. Why did this catch your eye?
I have been obsessed with global warming for a long time. I mean, even when I was at House and Garden, I had assigned pieces on it. I'm a gardener, so I see how things are changing. And global warming, when you get right down to it, is an air pollution problem. I think that it is this is our home. Our planet is our home. And I love houses. I love gardens. I love the idea of home. And this is where my children and I hope someday my grandchildren will be. So it's so basic.
What kind of takeaways have you been actually finding when you're talking to moms?
Well, so Mom's Clean Air Force has a national website, and we have petitions. I talk a lot about nap time activism. I have learned, obviously, and I remember moms are incredibly busy. We don't have a lot of time to devote to things. So we make it really, really easy for you to sign a petition or send a letter to your representative, and we're very clear about what are the important regulations, since there are thousands going on every day. What are the important things to focus on? So we've learned a lot about being careful about people's time, and we've also learned a lot about how to talk about these issues in a way that's accessible. I think scientists often talk to each other and environmentalists talk to each other, and the rest of us are kind of going, what did you just say? So we really try to make these issues available, and we try to explain why we need to care, because, I never heard of a boiler, an industrial boiler, before I started this, and I certainly didn't know what was happening in power plants, and now I understand that we have to understand these things because that's where air pollution is coming from. That's why we can't eat tuna fish when we're pregnant, or we should never give tuna fish to young children because of coal-fired power plants. Who knew?
You probably have heard some amazing stories from mothers with children that have issues with allergies and asthmas. Tell us one that really seems to tug at your heart.
Well, what tugs at my heart is the recent research that has shown that for children under 4 years old, asthma rates have doubled. And, if you ever see a child suffering an asthma attack, it's heartbreaking. I mean, there's nothing scarier for a mom or a dad to look at a child struggling to get breath. I mean, that is the most basic thing about being alive, is breathing. And asthma is terribly aggravated by air pollution. And we should be cleaning our air as much as we possibly can. Asthma rates are skyrocketing in this country.
Right, I absolutely agree. Now, on the site, there's a Take Action page, which I'm on right now. What is your newest petition that you guys are doing?
Our newest petition is to support the new Mercury and Air Toxics standards. These apply to coal-fired power plants, and it's to regulate the amount of poison, mercury and other poisons, lead, arsenic, lots of horrible things coming out of those smokestacks. That can be controlled. That can be cleaned up. And many power plants have cleaned up their act. But there are a few really bad actors, bad utility owners who don't want to do it. And so they are trying to kill the rule. They're trying to make it possible for there never to be a rule like this again. So we all have to tell the president and we have to tell our senators not to kill this rule, to stand strong on cleaning up mercury.
Now, for those of you who are listening to me rather than watching the video, I actually have that page up on momscleanairforce.org. It's the Take Action page. Go there, sign up. Also sign up for their Facebook page so that you can keep in the loop. It's the easiest way, in my opinion, to know what's going on. It's really interesting. We talked about this before because you and I are offline sometimes and talk, and you were the editor of House and Garden, and you transitioned into this role, which, I know that there is a connection, but to some people, they may not see the connection. How did your path lead you here?
Well, it is hard to see the connection because I think sometimes connections happen that we almost don't see until we're done with the transition. I think partly houses and gardens led me to thinking very deeply about how where we live is so important to our well-being. And then wanting to move beyond taking care of my own backyard and thinking of the entire planet as our home. And, the other thing that's made a huge impact is that my children have graduated from college and they're out in their own lives, but I'm still their mom. And I really want to know that I'm doing everything I can to make the world better for them because I see what they will inherit.
It's funny that you say you're still their mom. I mean, that's a role that we never we never lose. We never stop worrying. And
right.
The other takeaway I'd like from this piece is there's a lot of moms out there. There's a lot of dads that haven't really found their passion yet. And then you appear to this has really become your passion. What kind of takeaways can they take from this piece from you, or advice that you can give for them to start looking for their passions?
Well, okay, my mantra now is go where the love is. If you have something that you love to do, let yourself move towards that and stop trying to control the outcome on everything. That's what happened to me. I mean, I need to make a living, and so, I'm never going to be one to say to somebody, oh, don't worry about how you're going to make a living. We need to do that. But at the same time, I think you can make a living and do something that you feel passionate about. It just might not be so obvious what the answer is. So you have to open your mind to possibilities. See what stirs your passion.
It's great advice. I think you're right. Sometimes you can't just, make it happen like this logical steps. Sometimes you just have to be open to meeting people and talking to people and being in the, and putting yourself out there. I think that's where people don't do. They don't put themselves out there. This is an amazing site. I'm actually watching it as I'm talking to you. You have Blythe Danner on there. You have Elliot Waldman, it's amazing. How did you get all these actors and actresses to?
Well, I think that a lot of people are feeling concerned about the air and about global warming and about toxins that we are breathing environmentally and eating. And I think that we are drawing that energy to us. We are finishing up a video with Jessica Capshaw. Julianne Moore is incredibly involved on thinking about clean air and advocating for clean air. There are a lot of moms out there, and the celebrities who lend their voice to this, of course, just get heard more. But the fight is going to be won with real moms, with all of us doing this every single day.
Moms have done amazing grassroots efforts in a lot of ways, and I commend you for this site because I think awareness is the key, and I think it's also a home for a lot of women because they share these same concerns. And now there's a place that other moms feel the same way, and that's very comforting in a lot of ways.
Yeah, exactly. We feel very alone in these situations, and there's a lot of strength in banding together, and there's strength in joining our voices together. And let me tell you something, no politician wants to make a mother angry. So it's time for all of us moms to tell these politicians, hey, straighten up, fly right. We want clean air.
It's that old adage of the mama bear.
Yeah, you bet.
Well, Dominique, this was really educational about what you guys are doing. And again, I'm going to repeat the website. It's Moms Clean Air Force. Please join the website. Please join the Facebook page. Get involved. Your voices are needed. You may think you're just one voice, but one voice banded with others have great impact. Dominique, thank you for the work that you're doing. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you so much.